This is your first day in real estate, and I am your real estate sales trainer and coach, James Festini. And this is the program that's going to teach you how to sell more real estate in less time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the new agents group in particular. I'm James Festini, Southern California real estate agent since 1993. Enough said. I mean, if you're in this business since 1993, you're doing something right. So today I want to talk about something called digital mayor and who's running. I want to ask you a question. Are you creating content revolving around your local community that is a contribution to your area, your territory, that captures attention of your consumer? Now let me tell you something. The digital mayor is a concept probably originally coined or commented or phrased or made up by Gary Vaynerchuk. If you don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, then don't bother. If you know who he is, then you get it's the fire hose of online and social media content creation in a world of keyboard warriors. He is the ultimate guide and guru for those of you who want to do passive marketing. Mailers, email, postcards, digital advertising as a whole. Which is not bad. Passive marketing in that sense absolutely does generate, let me see if I can mount here, absolutely does generate business. How much time you got, you know? So here's what I'm getting at is to be the digital mayor in a community, you have to provide value. You know, the mayor is a public servant. So Gary Vaynerchuk was referring to, these are his phrases, the Gary Vaynerchuk, the social media guru, is saying that as a real estate agent, you should consider becoming the digital mayor, which means that you are your own media company, that you create content revolving around the community that you live in and become a digital mayor. Hey, Dave Woodson, I would love to get back on your show and talk about this because I believe I have found the formula for becoming the digital mayor. What does it mean to become the digital mayor? The digital mayor means that you are the go-to for what's happening in your city. And it's a funny thing too, because of all the industries, real estate agents in particular are probably the most qualified to do this. Like there is no other, I mean, you think of the people in the real estate business who throw the parties, the title reps, the escrow companies, the home warranty companies. So it's kind of a common practice for those guys to schmooze, and we know what they're doing, but they provide value, and so we go, and it's okay. But as a real estate agent, what can you do? Can you really put on home buyer webinars? Yeah, those will work, but yeah, can you put on home seller seminars? I've never tried it. Home buyer seminars at the local Cocos. It's hit and miss. But becoming the digital mayor, meaning that you provide value. Now, how do you provide value to your community? You got to be the local media company. Let's go back to 1993 when I first started the real estate business, and let me throw a concept out to you. The local newspaper in Orange County is called the Orange County Register. They're sucking wind right now, by the way, because they're completely incapable of keeping up with the digital era. And so now to get the greatest newspaper in Southern California for Orange County residents, you got to pay. Like you go there, they put out great articles, but then as soon as you go to click on the article, there's a pop-up that says, you want to read this? Pay for it. And you're like, man, all right. So it's not going to last very long. Unfortunately, we're working in a world where people kind of expect content. They got to find a different platform or they're really in trouble. So we're talking about the digital mayor and how do you become the digital mayor and how do you provide value to community without spending a ton of time or money, or most of all, how do you come up with content? You see, a lot of people want to do these what do they call them? Not vlogs. People want to do these, they want to put together blogs, written blogs. You heard of those? They're where you type content into a computer. It's like a text. I'm getting gas right now, but this is valuable, so stick with me. Where you type into a computer and you say, Here's the today's prices. So you have all of these real estate agents putting out all of this content, but it's all about like, here's the community, here's the prices, you see it all the time. Welcome to my open house. Thank you for stopping by. If there's any real estate needs, all that stuff. If you have any of those contents out there, they're absolutely boring as, and nobody wants to hear it another time. So what can you do? How do you create local content in a community to capture the eyeballs and have it not be, hi, I'm a real estate agent. If you're looking for real estate, how can I help you? You throw the party, baby. You are the party. You are the go-to place. You are the place where people go to find out information of what's happening. If anything happens in your town, it's because you know about it. Events, Easter egg hunts, sit with Santa Claus, party with the Easter Bunny, bands in town, local casinos, everything that used to happen in what my local newspaper used to be called, like What's Happening OC or What's Happening Around OC, has now become everywhere. There's a repository or suppository, eh? So now there's this new media platform, and you guys have probably heard about it. It's called The Buzz. Or What's Happening Your Town, insert your town here. Or insert your town here, news you can use. Those are the three. They call it the Buzz formula. News you can use, or What's Happening. You know the ones I'm talking, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because in your town there is a What's Happening. Here's the funny thing, is most of these What's Happening, they're real estate agents who are running it. So once they get it in there, they're kind of going sidelining, saying, hey, if you want to know, I'm here. And then by proximity, it's funny, I'm telling you, real estate agents have caught on. It took a long time. I launched mine. I launched 4 or 5 different cities. One of the cities went viral, and then I moved. But I have found the formula for becoming the digital mayor. So now, how do you become the digital mayor? How do you run for mayorship? You have to live, eat, breathe, sleep, piss, shit. You remember that line from Stripes? You have to be the ambassador to your city. You see these agents going out there and saying, here's our local sushi restaurant. Here's the owner. Owner, how can I help you? He goes, we are sushi. You go, yes, how many years have you been open? Oh, we're very excited to be here at your sushi place. He goes, 10 years. And it's very awkward, right? You have to have like a certain system, but people are trying to do it in video, and it's awkward. People are trying to do it with audio, podcast. It's awkward. People are trying to do it with blogging. It's difficult, time consuming. So how do you become the digital mayor and sell real estate and create this content? Let's go back to 1993 again. You are the local newspaper, the Orange County Register. And the Orange County Register, you're a real estate agent. Let's say this is a scenario. You're local real estate agent. The Orange County Register comes up to you and says, hey kid, today's your lucky day. We're giving you the paper. You can have the newspaper. We got 100,000 people in circulation. You can have it. Only catch is you got to be a real estate agent, and you got to produce content. Hire the staff, hire the writers. Could you do it? Could you not bankrupt that newspaper? Probably not. What you would do is you'd be hard pressed to create content. But let's say this, what if that newspaper said, we're going to give you all access pass. We're going to give you an all access pass. You can do as much advertising as you want, real estate agent. Just don't screw it up. You're like, all right. So you go in your first day, you're gonna be like, new listing, just listed. Boom. Next week, still listed, open house, boom. Next week, in escrow, boom. Next week, you're like, it's sold, boom. Now what? Just listed, boom. In escrow, boom. Open house, boom. We've got like these 4 or 5 platforms, or these 4 or 5 like flags that we wave as real estate agents. How long do you think the real estate section of the newspaper would survive before the newspaper is calling you and go, dude, you need to come up with something else, man. People are starting to unsubscribe, or they're just like complaining and calling and complaining. How many variations, how many things can you create? Where can you come up with this stuff? And then all of a sudden you're like, I guess I could go interview the local sushi place again. And like, geez, not that again. So you would can it. I've got the formula, and I'm going to give you some insight to it. Okay, there's going to be some insight and a surprise declaration. So the internet for real estate agents, all that the internet did and all that it's done, changing, revolution, disruption, the things that it has done, all that the internet has done to the real estate business was replace all that the internet did for the real estate business, whether good or bad. All that it did was replace the 3 platforms that existed before the internet. That's all it did. The internet is an advertising and communication platform, nothing more, nothing less. It is an interactive communication platform, but it replaced these 3. What are the 3? It replaced the radio. It replaced with podcasts. It replaced the newspaper. So let's start from the evolutionary standpoint. The evolutionary standpoint would say the oldest, the newspaper. It replaced the newspaper with written word, text. It replaced the radio, the next thing to be invented. It replaced the radio with podcasts. And then it replaced television with video / YouTube, Vimeo, whatever. So the internet took away the 3 and only 3 passive platforms that existed. Print, right? Print, text, you follow me? Print, radio, television. And it wrapped it up in one bundle and said, here you go. So now, let's go back to 1993 and rethink this for a second. What could we do if our business was in jeopardy, what could we do to take on this new media? Yeah, that's an actual word. It's called new media. This new media now is called text, radio. It's now called content. And content is your newspaper. Content is your television show. Content is your radio show. What you have been given is a blessing if you're creative or talented, and a curse if you have not one talented bone in your body, because you're now competing with individuals who not only are resourceful with their technology, but they are being raised in a society where those of us who get creative and think out of the box can get ahead, can capture attention. You see, the only problem you have in this real estate business is the same advantage the number 1 agent in your town has. Attention. Ask Gary Vaynerchuk, ask Grant Cardone, ask any content creator, any media expert, any salesperson, anything. Who is the number 1 soft drink on the planet? Coca-Cola. Who's the biggest fast food chain on the planet? McDonald's. Who's the best coffee in the world? Arguably, Starbucks. Why? Because they have a great logo? Because they have a brand? No, because they've captured the attention of the consumer and embedded themselves as the go-to. When people think coffee, they think Starbucks. When they think burger, they may think, other things. And when they think soda, they think Coca-Cola. Does Coca-Cola back off? No. Is Coca-Cola being still exposed? Yes. So getting back to where we need to improve and where this is an important message, the most important message you're going to get this year. How to be a digital mayor, how to create content to capture the attention. Your biggest problem in this real estate business also happens to be the greatest advantage that the competition has. The best agent in your community has one thing you don't: attention. They have the attention of the consumer because they have been branding themselves and marketing the snot out of themselves, and they are the number 1 agent now in any town USA. They've got the attention. How are you going to override? How are you going to surpass their media? How does Pepsi How did Pepsi even play that game? Go check your history and read about the Cola Wars and see what Pepsi had to do. It was a lot of work. Pepsi had a hard time. Coca-Cola was like, nobody could touch Coca-Cola. And then now, Pepsi's right there. Pepsi was doing what they had to do. You've got to be the Pepsi of the media world. Guess what nobody's doing in your town? Nobody's doing it right. These are the 3 platforms, ladies and gentlemen. This is the value proposition. This is the unique selling proposition that I give to you. You've got to take these 3 platforms that used to exist, and now it has been replaced, the 3 and only 3. And sure, they're interactive. Sure, they have a call to action. Sure, they might even be interested in your product or service. But does that mean that you can passively send something out and not be aware that it's crap? Not anymore. 3 or 4 years ago, you could do video and you can get away with it. 3 or 4 years ago, you can write and you can get away with it. 3 or 4. But now it's not just good enough. Good enough is not good enough anymore. Now it's got to be better cameras, better quality, better audio, better video, better writing, because the information, the floodgates have opened. Your opportunity to be a digital mayor has never been greater, and the inability to produce content to capture the attention is now harder than ever. What is your ace in the hole? What I'm telling you right now. Can I get an amen? What I'm telling you right now is you've got to take on 3 platforms. Text, audio. You've got to be the newspaper, the radio, and the television right now. Oh, and by the way, you have to sell real estate. Because that's what it is. If you look at all of these real estate agents now, I mean, there's a couple of agents now left who are strictly doing real estate. But now you're seeing real estate agents doing other things. They're doing other things. It's hard in this business. Like right now, I'm doing other things. I mean, I'm primarily selling residential real estate, but I am a real estate sales trainer and coach, and my side hustle is making me, it's making me some good pocket change. But I'm putting in a lot of work. Trust me. So many people start being a coach and trainer, and they don't last. How many times have I seen them come and go? Because it's very hard to sustain this energy. It's very hard to capture your attention, and it's very hard. It's easy as being transparent. By the way, when you're honest, people will find out. When you lie, they catch on. But if they don't catch on by the time you're big time, well, then they'll give you the stage. But you're not going to see very many real estate sales trainers and coaches take the big stage from this point forward. I think Tom might be one of the last ones, because he came in under the era where the stage was, you could take the stage on half truths and like speculation and parrot, right? But now transparency is king. So let's talk about what are the 3 platforms that you've got to dominate. You got to take over the newspaper. You got to become the radio, and you've got to become the television. How on earth am I supposed to do that and sell real estate? I tell you what, that is your free advertising. That is the golden goose that laid the golden egg. If the newspaper in 1993 gave you all access pass, you'd be like, hell yeah, free advertising. Well, James Festini just handed you the newspaper of your generation. You should be like, hell yeah, now how do I produce content to capture the attention of these individuals? I've been given a newspaper, I've been given a radio station, and I've been given a television channel. Oh my God, what do I do? I know what to do. I've been doing it, and now I'm about to start teaching it, and I'm about to start launching courses on exactly that. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be a lot of work. You're not gonna be able to do it. Like, long gone are the days where you can call a company and be like, can you send out this and pray for me? Can you post this on the internet and pray for me? Not without a cost. It's cost. But you need to learn how to run you need to learn how to run the printing press. You need to learn how to do you need to learn how to replace the ink. You need to learn how to hit record and go live. You need to do all of these platforms. How are you going to do this? Oh my God. Here's how you do it. Here's how you do it. Become the newspaper, become the radio, and become the television channel. So here's how it starts. Syndication, circulation, that is the focus. You get the attention by getting the subscribers, and you got to start from somewhere. You start from an underground newspaper. You ever read the story of Charles Bukowski? Just had like a tiny little circulation he was in, and he grew and he grew and he grew a fan base, and then slowly he became, a well-known poet. But it was a very small circulation of his poetry. We got to be the Bukowski. We got to be the Johnny Carson. and we've got to be it's a lot of work. So what are you going to do? You're going to go out right now and you're going to become the newspaper, you're going to become the radio, and you're going to become the video. How are you going to do this? You're going to have to start writing. I don't know where to write. Well, then you've got to start following the content to create streams and syndicated streams of what's happening, meaning inside of the buzz, inside of the what's happening in this neighborhood, and inside of the news you can use. Be in those 3 or 4 groups within your community, along with other facilities and there are ways. This is going to be too advanced stuff, which I'm going to teach in my course. If you are a member, if you join the Festini Mafia membership, I know you guys are going to want this. You're going to have to want this. Otherwise, this is going to be awesome. I'm starting to teach my one-on-one students this. Basically, if you join me as a one-on-one student, I'll just teach you how to do it. But what I'm doing right now is I'm creating programs and I'm building apps and I'm creating the software so that what it will do is it will scrub the internet looking for any activity in your town, and it will create a Facebook post, a blog post. It'll create a media post. And you take that media post and you create a podcast. You record conversation into a podcast. So you got the newspaper covered, now you become a podcast, and you hit record on the camera and you deliver the news. You take these 3 platforms and you create this content depending on your level of tenacity and interest in becoming the digital mayor. Let me put it this way. If you thought running for mayor was not going to require you going out, knocking on doors, shaking hands and kissing babies, then this is not for you. This is for the kind of person who does not want a door knock and does not want a cold call, but understands that putting out mailers, putting out farm packages is part of it. This is a very large spoke of 2019, 2020, and beyond. A very large component of becoming a real estate agent is going to be this exact topic. So trust me, mark my words, it's already happening. There are real estate agents all over the world who are doing this. Are you willing to do this? Are you willing to curate content for your local community? If the answer is yes, you should join the Festini Mafia. For anybody who joins my $50 a month membership inside of the Festini Mafia,
Festini Factor, a weekly program that every day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're gonna get a piece of content, actionable items, something that at $50 a month will be an absolute no-brainer. Every weekday, you're gonna receive 1 video. Monday, we're gonna have motivational messages. Monday Mindset is what it's called. One of the questions everyone asks, how do I keep going? I'm gonna let you in on that. The Monday Motivational. Tuesday is going to be technology. Every Tuesday, I'm going to deliver you a message about the latest and greatest technology, whether it's old school or new school. Every week, you're going to get a Technology Tuesday tip. Wednesday is marketing. Whether you do it online or you're going old school, if you're going door to door and you're creating marketing pieces, you're creating flyers, every Wednesday I'm going to deliver to you actionable plans, actionable items where you can download a template for marketing, whether it's an email marketing piece or an actual printed piece that you can take with you to the doors or a mailer that you can do. You can start adding and building your letter library. Wednesday is going to be marketing pieces, the world of marketing. That's a big day for us. Thursday is going to be sellers, exclusively dedicated to handling sellers, either obtaining listings, negotiating contracts, scripts, dialogues, expires for sell-by owners, you name it. If it's a seller, I'm going to cover it. And of course, Friday, the last day of the week, setting you up for the weekend, buyers. Every Friday, I'm going to give you tips and pieces of advice on how to generate buyer leads, how to handle buyer leads, and that includes negotiating, how to get your offer accepted, how to write the perfect offer, a whole system that I share with you so that you can go out there and get to work. Thanks for watching.
I will give you a 10-minute phone call. Just tell me I joined today. Text me. Go to jamesfestini.com. Text me and say I joined. And within that 15-minute window, I will recite to you exactly the formula. But probably by the end of that recital, you're going to be like, oh my God. Okay, tell me how to do this. Trust me, you're going to be like, I have discovered gold here. And when I put out this course, it's probably going to be $1,000, and it's going to be in 3 modules. I got to work on it. It's going to be the newspaper, the radio, and the television, depending on the level of work you're willing to do. This is going to be work. If you want to advertise your message for free, if you want to get local people in your area, if you want to capture the attention of your local community, there is a way. I have found it. I promise you, I have found it. I have found out a way to collect and curate the content for your local community, to put it into a platform, take that platform, make it a podcast, record it on video. You're going to be like, okay, it's a learning curve, but holy cow, I swear to you, I promise you, within 5 years, every town will have a digital mayor. And most of those towns will be the digital mayor because of Festini, because of my digital mayor A to Z course. I haven't even named it yet. When I was door knocking yesterday, I was like, ping. Okay. For those of you who don't want to door knock and don't want to cold call, but are willing to work really, really hard, this is the solution. This is absolutely the solution for capturing attention of the consumer. So if you're interested, here's what I'll do. This Friday, I'm going to have a 1 hour, probably a 40-minute, 30-minute webinar for the Festini Mafia members. You go to jamesfestini.com. You'll see it right there. It's $50 a month. Cancel anytime. Quit anytime. Even if you pay the $50 and only go once and you attend this half-hour webinar, there is so much I have to say on this topic, and I have been a prolific learner. Just the amount of knowledge I've acquired in the last 10 years of my podcasting, of my YouTube content creation, and of my written word, that I'm going to try to make this easy on you. I'm going to put together a course that will teach you how to do this. But if you want to be the digital mayor, isn't there someone who, when you want to run for president, there's a person who helps you? Who's that person? Is that a public relations or something? Can anyone in the room tell me, if I was to run for president, who do I hire to help me? Okay, well, you're going to run for digital mayor. You should hire me to help you win the campaign. And I promise you, if you put in the effort, if you're willing to do the work and you're willing to say, okay, this is hard, it's going to take some work, but once I learn it, I'm going to figure this out, sky's the limit. So thank you very much for watching. Again, for those of you who came here like, I don't know what I got out of this, figure it out. Social media, to become the digital mayor, there are 3 platforms. Written, that means creating content on the internet, probably Facebook, probably Instagram, probably Snapchat, probably Twitter, probably Instagram TV, probably YouTube. All of these, you're like, that's too many. How do I do this? Well, that's where I teach you to syndicate and replicate. Trust me, it's possible. It is possible. You just got to work. It's not going to be easy. You become the creator of content and communication for the community, and people will come to you because they'll know you live, eat, breathe, sleep this community. That's one. Then your next one is you start speaking into a microphone, create a podcast, you get it on iTunes, you get it on Stitcher, you get it on Spreaker Radio. I promise you, I can teach you through all of the apps and all of the ways I can teach you to podcast and get you in there, create the album artwork, create the updates, create the content. Guess what? You're already creating the content. It's right here. All you got to do is now create a radio show. I will teach you. My course, for me to do this one-on-one, it's going to be like $1,500. So honestly, if you're watching this going, okay, I get it. How do I just do it? Because I know the only way I can actually even teach this is to say only one person per town. Because if there's more than one person trying to pull this off in your town, it would fail miserably because someone's going to dominate. Someone is going to dominate. If you see the local buzz page or the local news you can use page or the local what's happening page, and those have been taken by real estate agents, I don't care. You're going to take all of their traffic and you're going to provide more content and more value. And every one of you know that you're members of those groups. You know, it's all drama. You know, it's all politics. You know, it's all trolls and haters. I know, you know. Can I get an amen on that? Because I know you know. My wife's like, don't even comment in there because they're going to rip your head off. So if you belong to those buzz pages or those news you can use pages and you've said something, it is so catty and so bullcrap. That's not going to be you. You're going to create a new platform. And your new platform is not just going to be a bunch of trolls and internet memes and garbage and stuff you don't use. You're going to create a radio show. You're going to create a media outlet for these people. And it's going to be cheap. It's going to be nothing, practically nothing, just your time. You're going to create a media outlet for these individuals to turn to where they're like, when something happens, I'm going there. When something happens, I go there. You're going to be the most well-known individual in town. Here's going to be the funny part is once you create this media outlet, very easy. I've done it before. I'm doing it now. Trust me, I've done it many times. It's totally possible. It's easy. It's hard work. People from the local community, the local tire shops can be like, hey, where do I post my event? The local this or that. Real estate agents are going to start posting and be like, piss off, right? No. Insurance companies are going to be like, where do I advertise? What is this all about? I see you got like 10, 15, 20,000 people. What would you pay to capture the attention of 5,000 people in your community? How much would you pay to create a group, a Facebook group, a website, a podcast, a YouTube channel, everything? How much would you pay to be the voice of your city? Oh, and by the way, I sell real estate. But that's what you got to do. That's the business. That's what I'm going to be teaching people. That's what it's going to take. And if you don't have what it's going to take, you're going to be spending more and more and more. Because the ultimate goal in real estate is attention. The number one agent in your city has attention. Do you have attention? How do you get attention? Well, you knock on their door, you cold call, right? You advertise your farm, you put your name on the signs, you put your name on the toilet paper, you put your name on you put your open house signs up, you try as you can to try to get their attention, but it's going like this. If you can get them to stop and say, oh, this guy does, that's a show. Enough said. Find me, jamesfestini.com/training. Join the Festini Mafia. It's $50 a month. If you join that and then DM me and say, okay, I joined, put in your phone number and I'll call you right there and be like, okay, here's what I'm doing. And I'm going to be like, and you'll be like, oh, that's brilliant and that's hard. And I'm down. Let's do it. And I'm like, okay. And then I'll have to upsell you on something big because this is going to be a lot of work. There's like setup and there's artwork and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Like when I realized this yesterday, I was just like, boom, I should probably stop selling real estate just to tell you guys about this and then sell you guys on this, because this is like the most awesome product ever in real estate for those of you who understand the power of social and the power of capturing the attention and the ability to capture this local attention. I'm telling you, how much would you pay to own that local page in your community? If you own it, then good for you, right? But how much would you pay to own that page? Like if someone came to me and says, hey, James, Yorba Linda Buzz, that's my town. If somebody came to me and says, hey, the Yorba Linda Buzz, I know you're a real estate agent and I'm selling the Buzz. Do you want it? There's 30,000 members and they're all in Yorba Linda. How much would you pay? I'd be like, oh my God, I don't think I can afford it. I'd be like, that's an amazing offer. My God, what I could do with that. Holy cow. I would leverage it. I would do what I'm doing now and I'd have like 30,000 built-in people. I wouldn't have to build that audience. The audience is there. I'd be very careful. I would manicure it. I would provide just enough real estate content so that I don't get people to unsubscribe, but not so much that people don't know who I am, right? It'd be awesome. How much would you pay? The price of Zillow, forget that, man. You would have the biggest billboard in town if you owned the local Facebook Buzz page, if you owned the local news you can use, if you owned the local what's happening page. You know the ones, every town has one. If you don't, go into your town. Right now, go into your town and type, Providence, Rhode Island, and you'll see there's going to be like 4 or 5. There's going to be the city hall. There's going to be this. But then you're going to find one of these three. It's going to either say news you can use, buzz, and you new agents know exactly what I'm talking about. That dude sells the buzz for me. That's what it is. Create a Facebook group based on content, local content, and provide value. And then, provide value. And then the other one is going to be what's happening, right? News you can use, buzz, and what's happening. Every town has one, but they're doing it wrong because they're only providing one platform. You're going to provide audio and video, and you're going to culminate. But not only that, they are not curating, they're not manicuring, they're not bringing in news. It is user-run news. But if something comes from here or comes from there, if it doesn't get there, I'm telling you, my local thing, I'm constantly providing news to my local thing. And they're like, oh, that's interesting. The library, do they know what the library is doing? The library does events every day. The local casino, they're bringing in concerts. Do they have any idea what's going on there? And if you post it there, will they say, get out of here? But if you own the television channel, you do whatever you want. And if people like what you're doing because you're providing value, they'll come to you and they'll say, James Festini, he's the one who runs that show. Talk to him. Oh, I thought he was a real estate agent. Yeah, but that's what he does. He provides. Be the public servant. We, as real estate agents, are the most qualified to run this show. Why not? I'm telling you, if you guys haven't heard a word I said, you got your ears plugged. Find me, jamesfestini.com. First thing you can do is join the Festini Mafia, $50. I'll give you a call. I'll give you 10 minutes of my time. I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to hang up on you in 10 minutes because you're going to be like, whoa, what about that? What do you mean? What about that? And it's be like, no, this is like a 5-hour seminar. I'm not going to everything. You want to record the call, go ahead, but you won't catch up. There's so much technology involved in what you have to do. But if you can pull it off, man, yeah, go for it. Yeah. It's going to be amazing, man. It's going to be awesome. Anyhow, $50 a month, you join the Festini Mafia. Oh, by the way, with the Festini Mafia membership, every day of the week, Monday through Friday, you get marketing pieces, you get scripts, dialogues. It's a university platform. It's an online learning platform where you sign in every day of the week, and you go in there, you get a marketing piece that day. You get seller's objections for sell by owners. You get templates that I use for door knocking. You get scripts, dialogues. You get pieces of my slam package. You get objection handlers, presentation tips, pretty much everything I know, I've peppered out so that you get every day of the week, you get your daily bread. You go in there, you log in, you watch a video, you download the piece, you do something with it every day of the week. Nobody's providing this for $50 a month. I see people joining membership and they don't get anything. So with the $50 a month, you get access to 2 webinars a month, the first Friday and the third Thursday. This Friday is going to be a 30-minute face-to-face webinar that is only exclusive to the Festini Mafia, where you guys can open the questions. And if in that 30 minutes you want to squeeze me for more information on that, I'll get you the call, and then you get another 20 minutes because I've got questions lined up. You could probably extract it, but it's like asking someone how to build a car instead of just saying, can you help me build this car? How much you charge to build this car? Because I know I love this car. It's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be great. This is going to be awesome. I promise you. I'm not trying to sell you anything that isn't of value. I'm not trying to sell you on anything that I haven't done. If you guys want to be the digital mayor, if you believe 100% that you being the go-to person for information and news and content and as a resource, a valuable member of your community, if you don't believe in the value of Nextdoor or those buzz pages for real estate agents in particular, those news you can use pages, then you haven't heard what I said. You can become the digital mayor. I can teach you how to do it right. Hire me as a one-on-one. $1,500. Actually, it's not the $1,500. It's $333 a month. For $333 a month, we'll just go straight into that. If you're like, you know what, James, I don't want to do the door knocking, I don't want to do cold calling, but tell me about this digital mayorship. Let's spend that time on learning that. We'll take the 3 months, once a week, 30 minutes a week. You hire me as a one-on-one coach. By the end of that 90 days, I will have you completely up and running and automated and well learned on how to be the newspaper, how to be the radio, how to be the YouTube channel, and you will polish and you will look good, and you will have people listening, and you will have subscribers, and I promise you will have attention. And once you get the attention, people will start calling you and saying, hey, I want to sell my house. I see your contribution to the community. You know this and such and such. You want to sit down with the mayor? Hey, mayor, what about this new thing? Boom. And you mind if we talk? I'm an agent, but I'm the one who runs this. And they're like, oh, you are? Yeah, I am. So let's sit down. And then the mayor sits with you, and then the congressman says, people will listen to. I've gained all access with my press pass with what I've done with other things. I've gained access to like closed and quarantined areas of fire zones where I just flash my press badge. I'm like, I'm with this. I printed my own press badge, but it's legitimate. This is legitimate press. Who says you're not the press? You will be the press. You will be the media company. You want all access. You want front row seat at the next city council meeting. You want that. You show up with a camera like this and say, I'm the curator of this digital program. They'll be like, come on in. Like, where's your badge? It's right here. Make your own badge. They'll be like, here it is. Or they're gonna say, that's not official. They'll be like, kiss my butt. I've got a circulation of 5,000 viewers. Let me go ahead and just say that I wasn't. Trust me. Oh, the world of content creation is exploding, and the fire hose is full of shit. And you just need to be just the one glimmer of hope in all of the sea of garbage in your community. And if you could provide value and information as the goodwill ambassador, as the digital mayor for your town, USA or Canada or wherever you're watching me from, and you do exactly what I'm telling you, you become the newspaper, radio, and the television show, and people come to you and they're like, brought to you by me, the real estate agent, and be like, how do you find the time? It's like, because I'm a giver, and people will like that you come from an honest, genuine place of contribution. They will love you. I'm done. JamesFestini.com. You can hire me as a one-on-one coach, and we can just go straight to like presentation, scripts and dialogues, mentoring like that for real estate, or we can just bypass that all and be like, okay, I want to be the digital mayor. Let's see what you got. And once I open you up to that, you'll be like, okay. Otherwise, we'll just do, we'll do role play, we'll do door knocking, we'll set up your media package. But this is very different. This is very different. This, what I'm telling you right now, is a whole other platform that today it's fresh. In 2 years from now, it'll be commonplace, and in 5 years from now, you will look back and be like, damn it, how I should have saw this coming. I see it coming. I see this coming. I'm telling you right now, you've been warned. If you are not hosting the party, you might not get an invite. Find me, JamesFestini.com. Either you want to do one-on-one, or you want to just join the Festini Mafia membership. The first Friday seminar is noon on Friday Pacific. It'll be $50, and it'll get you the daily content for once a month. You keep going. I'm giving, but I want you guys to say, thank you, James. Can I have some more? And I say, yes. Checkout line is over there. Please, guys. I can't do all this for free. I'm a real estate agent. I'm also creating content. Now I'm running a radio show. I'm running a TV show. And I'm running a newspaper. I'm launching it right now. I launched one about 6 or 7 years ago that was pretty damn successful with zero effort. By the way, none of this cost me the money you think it took. Like $20 a month, $50 a month to run these 3 platforms. And then from there, had I put some money into advertising, it would have been crazy. I didn't need it. Through word of mouth, people were discovering it. Again, I'm not gonna, by telling you what I did, would give away too much. So just know I'm here to help you. If you understand the message, find me.
This episode is brought to you by MojoSells.com. Expireds for sell by owners and prospecting solutions along with DNC compliance. It is my CRM of choice because I can set up emails and letters and follow-up campaigns to follow up more efficiently with the leads that I generate. Go to MojoSells.com and make sure you tell them Festini sent you. This episode is also brought to you by Spodio, the perfect door knock companion. Download the Spodio app today. You want more knowledge? Please find me anywhere you consume content. On YouTube, go to James Festini. If you want to listen to my content on iTunes, please leave me a 5-star review. Join the Festini Mafia at jamesfestini.com/training. There you'll find all of my products and information. If you like to make money, get back to work.
Thanks for your time. Get back to work.